Hello, you gorgeous bunch, yeah? A bit late on the solar panel thing. I've done my back in trying to get this set up. So, let's just begin. And yeah, you know the plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, right the way through to plan Z, whatever they've got, you know, it just makes me more and more determined, you know. And hopefully it does for you as well, because as soon as this Wurzel Gummidge fan club following bastard opens his mouth, I just switch off. Right, let's crack on. Let's crack on. This is a solar controller. I've got one of these at my. Now I know a bit about solar because we bought our caravan, which is just in the middle of a field, in the middle of the Peak District. It's got no mains water, no mains gas, no mains electricity. So we have to go and fetch the water. We power the heating's powered by gas, as was the fridge until it conked out on us. We've managed to go without a fridge for the last 5 years. It's no big deal. You'll find a way. An electric is powered by one 40-watt and two 150-watt and two 40-watt solar panels. We've got 3 leisure batteries in that van. I like to have a backup for a backup for a backup. I'm just like that. But it took me about 6 months to really get my head around it. But this is going to be a very, very straightforward, simple, hopefully easy to follow video. Yeah, I couldn't. I stripped out all of the original lighting and replaced it all with you know, those strip, very similar to that, with remote controls, so you can change the colour, you can have it on fade, and I've got all that going on down there, plus 2 Bluetooth speakers as well, that work with each other. So you've got a left and right Dolby. They weren't expensive. So we've got a sound system in there, a proper full-on disco caravan. Oh yes. But yeah. So I managed to nail it. I managed to pull it off there. Just I wasn't used to the system. Not many people are. So this, obviously, that is an indicator of the solar. The solar is powering the battery. And the battery and the solar is powering the loadout, which is that. So the solar panel, which is this thick cable here, the white one, I've connected them up there. They can get proper connections. You can just clip them in and clip them out. Very, very easy. But I'm trying to show you the most crude way of doing it to try and save you some money. And that is my 120 watt solar panel. I'm hoping it doesn't fall off there, but they are quite tough. Then you've got the battery, which goes from the middle one, positive and negative. All you need to do is remember the colours, that's all. And this is a 3-strand cable. I've just chopped off the neutrals in there somewhere. But it doesn't matter. It's just there. It's not needed. It's not connected up. And the loadout, which is that little light bulb there, is connected to this. You can get more powerful ones than this. Connected to this, I've got an extension lead with that on the end. Okay. So everything's working. Everything's working. I've this leisure battery. Leisure batteries are deep cycle, so they take a hit and then they kind of move back up to where they were. You shouldn't really let them go below. You can get these little things that plug into that tell you what the voltage is. It's a little digital voltage reader. Very, very cheap, only about three or four quid. So the difference is that you can't let a leisure battery go down below. I wouldn't let it go below 10 volts, if I'm honest. But that's just me. Some people would go a little bit lower. But I do like to try and keep it at a nice healthy 10 to 13. You know, sometimes you can get more, 13.8, 14 sometimes. You can get more powerful than this. I mean, I like Numax. They've served as well. Tried and tested battery. You can also just charge stuff up. Another thing I love about this solar controller is that we've got one at the caravan. It can take a lot of amps. I think this is 30 amps. So you've got two USB sockets there as well, and a digital display. They don't all have them. So I was going to show you. I have got comms, but I've got a lot of this stuff, including the solar controller, I keep in a Faraday box. I'd folded the cardboard box up initially to get it up in the loft because it was so big, and then I made the Faraday box up in the loft so I can't bring that down. So what I've ended up doing is bringing the wrong battery and the wrong charger for one of the devices. I've got an extra long aerial for each one of my comms. I might have 2, I might have 4, I might have 6, I might have 8 of these, and they can be dished out to neighbours, you know, so you've got extra eyes on the street. And this reaches about a mile. I've tried them out with this aerial, so you've got a little bit further, more of a range. Do you know what I mean? During the day, you can be charging these up, which are also going to help you at the end of the you know, when the sun's gone down and your solar panel's not drawing in any power anymore. You can charge them up during the night and during the day, and then work them during the night. Things like these little blenders, these rechargeable blenders. And by the way, you can make flour out of rice. So if you just get so unbelievably bored and you've got something like this, you can make rice flour. So that's just going to make, you can make even more things. You can make even more stuff. You can make food interesting again. The leisure battery, a car battery, which is, you know, they're usually a little bit smaller than this, and depending on what vehicle you've got. If you've got something like a little runaround, you can do the same thing with one of those batteries as long as it's connected to a solar controller. But the thing is, with a car battery, you can charge that up fully and then just run it down completely flat and then fully recharge it again. You can't do that with a leisure battery. Now, a battery bank is getting 2 of these together side by side, preferably bought on the same day, preferably the exact same brand and model of battery, and then you just connect the positive and the positive, the negative and the negative, so you've essentially got 2 batteries acting as one. And then you can do that again and again and again. So you've got 8 batteries acting as one. And then what you need to do is buy an inverter that matches the amount of batteries that you've got. If you've got an inverter and you've got enough batteries and the inverter's powerful enough and you've got enough solar to provide enough power to charge these batteries up, you can run stuff like washing machines off them. You know, you could live a relatively normal life. I mean, if you live in a house that's got loads of solar panels on your roof, chances are you've basically signed an agreement with a company that puts solar panels on your roof. They really sell it to you by saying, well, you know, you get to use it. It will drop down your your electricity bills and all that, and then what you don't use gets sold on to blah blah blah. You know, and in 10 years, all these batteries, all these panels will be yours. Blah 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 blah. They use these pictures. But essentially, as soon as you've signed that contract, you don't own that roof until that contract's done, which is going to make it a nightmare for you to sell your house because it just gets complicated. If you've bought solar panels and you've got them all on your roof through a private company and they are your panels, you've paid for the whole system, you're still linked up to the grid, which means if there's a CME, which we're overdue by about 10 years, like the Carrington event, which is coming, I'm telling you, it's coming. It's just a natural cycle. Or an EMP or something like that, your whole system will just be fried because it's all connected up to the grid. It's still integrated. So, I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, so you can just add. I don't know if you saw in one of my original videos. I can't find it anywhere, but I know it's in the house somewhere, safe. There's a little plug-in inverter, so it's got a 3-pin socket, and the other end goes in there, and I can run a soldering iron off that. So because of that, there are certain charger stations, you know, similar to this, that you charge up your batteries on. For my hedge trimmer, I can charge my hedge trimmer off this battery in that solar panel, no problem. I can charge up our cordless Hoover. Well, the list is quite extensive, considering how simple this setup is. One solar controller, one battery, one solar panel, and I can do all of that with it. With the added bonus, bear with me, the one hand guy. I never ever drink water straight from the tap. This is purely for the purpose of take the cups out first. Rose hippie guy, you give. Hold on a minute, won't be worth it. All right, it's just so depending on what demand you're putting on your battery. Okay, so I'm going to boil a kettle that's just a 12-volt kettle you use in your car. So bear in mind, these are a really good idea, because there's not going to be any smoke going up in the air, no crackling of a fire, you know, or a glow of a fire when you're trying to boil some water to make it safe. These things are absolutely bang on. They really are. They take a while to get going, but so I'm going to plug that in, and at the time of me plugging that in, I want you to watch this, the voltage on that. Straight down to 11.8, okay, but it'll stay roughly around the 10.5 to 11 whilst that's boiling. So it's on, it's boiling. There's like a little light somewhere. Just take my word for it, because otherwise that wouldn't be on the level it's at. But then, and bearing in mind, you know, you don't get a grimmer day than that. There's virtually no sunshine on that. It's indoors, just looking out of a window. So when I take it back out again, wrong one. Oh. It goes back up, but it does use juice. But in your car, it's not a problem, because you've got your car is a generator on wheels. So, but that will go back up. It'll probably take about 10 minutes for 120 watt or less. Yeah, I mean, look, creeping back up again. So you could get away in an emergency of boiling this kettle using that battery, which you can't do with a normal kettle, you know. What else have I got? I think that's about it. You know, you can't, like I said, the whole rice flour thing. You can make your own rice flour. Lots of us have got so much flour, so much rice, that we just need to be a little bit more creative with it, just to make it a bit more interesting. And if you've got one of these little rechargeable blenders, then you can make rice. There's loads of videos on how to make rice flour. So I'm gonna leave it at that, folks. Just remember, stay strong, stay focused, and stay the course. It's not going to get, it's not, in my eyes, this is not going to get bad until the food runs out. That, to me, is a shit hits the fan scenario. And it's going to happen, you know. And it's all to do with the sun, and with the addition of these technocrat bastards, this little handful of people dishing out the rules. But just pay no attention. Like I said, just carry on living your life normally. Go and do your shopping. Wear a t-shirt that says something. I mean, I've got another t-shirt that says "Drunk Wives Matter," but that's a bit irrelevant now. I've got another one that's "Where's my mask, I hear you say," and it says "Up my arse." You know, and then the last one, "The media is the virus," which is most poignant of all of them, I think, because it is. You take away the media, nothing's changed. It's 2018. You know? Much love. And hello to the new subscribers that have joined us. Hope you stick with us. We're a nice bunch. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now.